Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what you will become. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So before you met the narcissist, you were a certain person. You were probably going through life with rose-tinted glasses on, maybe believing that most people thought like you did, etc. Then lo and behold, you met the narcissist and they spun your world upside down. And you became a shell of yourself. You lost your identity to the narcissist. You became a person that was unrecognizable because the narcissist was taking so many of your resources, which I mention frequently on videos: your time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, etc. Back then, you didn't know what narcissism was because you weren't taught this in school. So you didn't know that the person that perhaps you loved couldn't love you, but on top of that, that they were actually trying to destroy you. That is why they administered the smear campaign. That's why they triangulated you. That's why they gaslit you, stonewalled you, gave you the silent treatment, etc. These are all the tools in the arsenal on the belt that the narcissist wears around their waist. The narcissist is a ticking time bomb. They're an abusive person who wants to extinguish people's beautiful, bright, shining light. And they tried to extinguish yours, but they failed, and they failed miserably because you're here and you are getting the wisdom and you are applying the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. But what you became when you were in that relationship was unrecognizable. Your health took a hit, your finances took a hit, your status took a hit, your clarity took a hit, your belief in yourself and relationships and humanity took a hit. Everything took a hit. And what happened was when you were in that relationship, the one thing you kept doing is you kept on working on repairing the relationship, despite the fact that the narcissist was starting fires intentionally. You kept on giving to a fault. You kept on being there for the narcissist. You kept on tolerating the poor behavior, thinking that tomorrow or next week will get better. And that day never came. We now know that the narcissist cares about one person on the planet, and it is themselves, and that they also get worse over time. They deteriorate. They turn into what is called the aging narcissist. And the aging narcissist is what? That's right. The aging narcissist is not a pretty sight to see, because these people deteriorate so rapidly when their fuel sources disappear or dissipate, or when their looks fade, etc. But what you became back in that relationship was not what you wanted to become, because the narcissist twisted it and turned you into something that they wanted. Picture, if you will, a brand new piece of clay or putty. That's what you were when you were in the relationship, and the narcissist was molding you any way they wanted you to become. Now, when you were in that relationship, again, you lost your network, you lost your social status, probably your hobbies, etc. Everything was being decimated. And the narcissist was checking the temperature of you and the pulse of the relationship, seeing how long that you could take the relationship, or how long you would stay in it. I.e., meaning, did the narcissist take away as much from you as they possibly could have? If the narcissist gets what they came into the relationship for, they will usually discard people, and they will usually slither away onto the new supply, because they had the new supply lined up behind your back, or maybe even in front of you, but you didn't know it. Because again, why would you even know what the term new supply means? New supply to you, and certainly to me, what it meant was go to the store and buy Clorox or Wipes or Kleenex or something, because you ran out of the supply. But that's not what the narcissist looks at. The narcissist looks at human beings as supply, as pets as supply, as vacations, as money, as time, as hobbies, as cars, as tangible assets, as your misery. Remember, the narcissist gets supply either in a negative fashion or a positive fashion. Meaning a positive fashion would be if you took them on a trip somewhere, well, they would be trying to experience a pleasant time, but they would be knowing in the back of their tiny little pea brain that they had to blow that vacation up. So they would be acting like they were having a good time, but again, they would implode the vacation. And so then that would add to negative supply, because they ruined your vacation. I hope you followed that. But my take is the narcissist loves negative supply more than positive supply, because when they can take somebody as powerful as you, the beautiful, bright, shining light, if you will, the empath, the loving, kind, stable, healthy person who was giving to a fault, when they can take you and steal all of your energy and all of your positivity from you and place you in the trauma bond, i.e. the devaluation stage or the narcissistic fog, whatever you want to call it, when they place you there, they change places with you. And then your misery and your pain fuels them. That's why they shift your energy. That's why their toxicity goes into you and your positive energy goes into them, and it catapults them forward to do what? Well, to live for another day, but also to get your replacement, which is the new supply. But you were turned into so many different things. You experienced so many behaviors that you never thought you would experience. You tolerated behaviors you never thought you would tolerate. You said things you never thought you would say. You behaved in ways that the narcissist wanted you to behave. Again, let's talk about the silent treatment for a moment. Let's say that you were at dinner, wherever you were, and you were with the narcissist. Well, if they weren't triangulating you with the waitstaff, or if they weren't talking to other sources of supply on their smartphone, maybe, just maybe, they would talk to you for a few moments. Okay, well, what would they do? What they would do is they'd be complaining about the food, or saying where they're going after dinner, or saying that tomorrow they're going on a girl's day out, or a guy's day out, or whatever. You see, they were trying to break the relationship any which way you slice it. From the minute they knew that they had you in that relationship, which means the minute you told them you loved them, you moved in with them, you had children with them, you bought a house, you went into business, you put them through school, whatever you did that the narcissist wanted, once they got what they wanted from you, they began to devalue you. And once they really got everything they wanted from you, that's usually when they'll discard people. But on top of that, many times people, or not many times, but there are times when people are actually strong enough themselves to remove themselves from the relationship. If that was you, my heart goes out to you, because you were still in the narcissistic relationship. But again, you were strong enough to know that something was wrong, although you couldn't identify what kind of relationship it is. Although if you're watching this video right now and you're still in the relationship, again, you need to create, develop, and execute an exit plan. The exit plan is for you, by you, and to benefit you. You've given so much to the narcissist, and you've been turned into so many different things that you never thought you would be turned into. And all of your resources were decimated, and all of your network and support system was blown up. Now it's time to really focus on yourself. That is why you are the priority. That is why you do come first, second, and third, and you leave the narcissist in the past. If you can, go no contact. Block these people, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you can't, utilize gray rock, become dull and boring, but have an exit plan if right now you are still in the relationship and you're looking to get out of the relationship. Understand that where you are today is not where you will be in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, or in 12 months. But what you became, or what you become, also you become when you're in the relationship and post-relationship. Many times you become your own detective. You become your own accountant. You become your own chauffeur. You become your own therapist. You become the person that you lean on, because when you were in the relationship, nobody was there to support you, specifically not the narcissist. They were trying to tear you down. So when the dust is settled and you're out of the relationship, or sometimes when you're still in it and you've identified that you are in a narcissistic relationship, you have to do many things that perhaps you weren't prepared to do. Example, I mentioned accountant. Well, sometimes you're gonna have to do some digging and figure out where the narcissist has been hiding or is hiding the money that they claim they didn't have because they were spending your money. Remember, what the narcissist likes more than money is your money. And they will spend your money any which way they want to, and they will squirrel away their own money. Usually they have hidden accounts in different countries, or foreign bank accounts, or their own bank account in different states or jurisdictions. Other times they will buy platinum or gold or silver, etc., or crypto. Who knows what they do, or have many different houses or properties. Or maybe they just kept cash underneath the bed, who knows. But the narcissist, I can assure you, was not only blowing through your money and using your money as the life raft to get them to the next leg of life, but they were hiding money and taking money, if not flat out stealing money from you, embezzling, if you will. So you'll have to become an accountant and figure out where the money was hidden. This is literally when you're divorcing the narcissist. Many people hire forensic accountants just for this purpose. But that's one hat you'll have to wear. Another one is detective. I mentioned that earlier. Well, maybe you have to get a certain timeline why the narcissist said what they said in a text or in an email or something. You're gonna have to go back and do some digging. What did they say? What did they mean? Because now you're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And you've had many light bulb moments. And now you know that the narcissist, not only did they not ever have your best interest at heart, but they aren't and weren't who they claimed to be. They had disdain for you. They didn't want you to be you. They were envious of you and jealous of you. And remember, the narcissist is a coward and a bully. And they want to make sure that other people that they surround themselves with are subservient to them and that they can control them. So why you would have to be a detective, example, maybe you're going for custody of the children or stepchildren, or children, I should say. If you're doing that, well, maybe you have to do some digging in the past and see what the narcissist was doing and why they acted like they were the best parent of the year, when in fact they haven't lifted a finger to parent the children in the last 13, 14, 15, 18 years. Because the narcissist wants to be a buddy, a friend to their own children. They don't want the children to have any boundaries. They want the children to do whatever they want to do with no consequences. And because what are they trying to do many times? Many times they're trying to create the next generation of narcissism. Yes, tough pill to swallow, but it's real. Now, I'm not saying each and every narcissist does this, but it would happen more than you would think. Because if the narcissist can punish the child for being a child, well, then they can help the cycle to catapult itself into the next generation. I really hope you follow that part. If you didn't play it a few times, because there are so many layers to the onion that need to be peeled back in the narcissistic abusive cycle. There are layers upon layers upon layers. One thing that we all know now is that the narcissist plays from the same playbook. They all do the same things. They all act the same ways. They become extremely predictable the further you get away from these people, and the more you heal and the more you process the definitions and the terms in the narcissistic glossary. The narcissist never thought that you would heal. They never thought you would figure them out. They never thought you would see behind the mask. They never thought you would pick yourself up and dust yourself off by the bootstraps and rise through the ashes like a phoenix and enter the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. But that's what you did, or that's what you're doing, or that's what you have done. You see, this is what you've become. What you've become is a person who's been changed and transformed for the betterment. The place you are at, if you are at that pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference where I am, if you are there, you're a totally different person. You're not the person you were before you met the narcissist. You're certainly not the person you were when you were in the narcissistic relationship. You're the third version of yourself. You are a really powerful person because you knocked out something that you didn't even know existed, which was the narcissistic abusive cycle. You punished the narcissist for being themselves by healing. You grew, you learned, you introspected. You had sleepless nights. You had times when you gained weight, you lost weight. You had people completely abandon you and isolate you and not help you and get burnt out because you're trying to explain to them the kind of relationship you went through. But this path is your path. It's a path for one, by one, meant to help you get to the pinnacle of indifference. It's all about one, and that one is you. You're now understanding what I'm sharing with you. That's why I repeat so many things I say in the videos, because the more you hear the phrases that I've coined over the years, the more probability that they will click with you one day if they haven't already. That's why you should play this video and play it a few times and understand that if you are where you want to be, take a deep breath in through the mouth and exhale slowly through the nose, and just really be grateful that you are where you want to be, because you've been to hell and back and you deserve to be where you are. If you're not where you want to be, again, create and develop and execute an exit plan. And I know it seems easy when I say that. Sometimes it's challenging to do it because there are so many different moving parts. But I did it. If I did it, you can do it. And just understand that where you are today is not where you will be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. That's why we continue to move forward each and every day. That's why we focus on ourselves. That's why we go no contact, etc. That's why we take the lifelong learning lessons from the past of who we were. We don't predict the future because we can't predict the future. We live in the present moment, the here and the now, and we are fortunate for who we have become. Because when we were in that relationship, we were not who we were supposed to be. We were somebody completely taken down for the count, and we were manipulated, and we were treated less than. We were not respected. We were not valued. We were not honored or cherished or loved. We were given nothing other than breadcrumbs of what will never be and what never was. But once we get through the narcissistic relationship, meaning however it ended, and you slow your life down and you heal, and you really, really do the deep dive, which means you journal, you read, you see a therapist, you meditate, you heal childhood wounds, you watch videos, etc. And then you wrap your head around the fact that not everybody on the planet is who they appear to be, and not everybody on the planet is who they claim to be. And the narcissist is certainly at the top of that list. When you wrap your head around that, then you understand that you're so fortunate to be out of the relationship, and you break the trauma bond and you focus on yourself. Then you understand, okay, it's not just the narcissist. It's my mom, it's my dad, it's my brother, my sister, it's my colleague. This is all around me. Now there are different levels and different aspects of the narcissistic individual. They're not all cut from the same cloth. Some are micro narcissists, some are macro narcissists, some are worse, some are in the middle. But the point is, you're here and you're watching the video. And whether this video you're consuming is at night before you go to bed, or it's in the morning when you're having a cup of coffee, or at work when you're taking a break, or when you're supposed to be doing that report, but you're actually watching this video, good job. It doesn't matter. Your thing is, you're watching the video, you're getting educated, you're becoming awakened and empowered, and you're understanding that you are so fortunate, you are so blessed, you are beautiful, You are the abundant, bright, shining light that I speak of on the channel, because that's what the narcissist saw in you. They saw in you somebody they could mold. They saw in you an opportunity they could take advantage of. They saw in you somebody who didn't know your own value or worth. They saw in you somebody who believed in humanity and who believed in humankind and who wanted to be in a relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it was, with a person who claimed that they were who they were. And that's not what the narcissist was. The narcissist usually wears a mask, and they try to assimilate themselves with people, and they try to become like-minded with those people. That's why they learn their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, their goals, their relationships, their bank account, their health circumstances, etc. And once the narcissist learns whatever they need, then they go to work, and they begin to slowly pull back and devalue the target. And that is not a pleasant place to be, specifically when you don't know what narcissism is. So when you were in the relationship, what you became was a shell of yourself, and that is not a good thing, specifically when you were looking to the narcissist to be there for you, to comfort you, to give you answers, to go through life together as a unit or as a couple, or to be there in oneness. But that's not what the narcissist does. Once they get what they want and they place the person in the trauma bond or the devaluation stage, they slowly extract resources and they become unavailable, and they pepper people with abuse day in and day out, week after week, etc. Then when that relationship breaks, what you become is, again, a different person, a person who can't believe that the narcissist could do what they did, which means crumble you up like a sheet of paper and throw you away in the freeway so effortlessly. That's true. They did it, and they do it, and they're doing it now, and they're doing it tomorrow, and they'll be doing it for the rest of their lives, because they don't value relationships. They don't value humanity. They don't value the beautiful, bright, shining light that you possess. What they wanted to do was extinguish you and your beautiful, bright, shining light, but they failed. They couldn't do it. So now when you put yourself back together, what you have become is the strongest, most galvanized version of humankind known to the planet. And most people won't be able to wrap their head around that, because most people don't go through the cycle. Most people don't heal from the cycle properly. And most people don't understand that they've ascended, they've elevated. They are now higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. And that is you. That's what you're doing. You're healing. You need to remember, I said something a moment ago. I said most people don't heal. What I meant when I said that was that that's not you. You're on the channel. You found the needle in a haystack. You're fortunate. You're getting the wisdom. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You were supposed to get the wisdom, and unfortunately, you had to go through the cycle. You see, most people that go through the cycle, they live a life of being blamed, and they feel guilty, and they feel they're torn apart. They can't put themselves back together because they didn't get the needle in a haystack. They weren't strong enough to find out that the person they were in the relationship with was a toxic, narcissistic person. But again, that's not you. You are a rare person. You are entering rarefied air. And the narcissist, you need to understand, they didn't think you would put yourself back together. But that's what you're doing, or that's what you've done. That's why you are so beautiful and blessed. And that's why you are headed towards or have reached the pinnacle of indifference. Now, all these things I'm mentioning to you, if this video is resonating with you, play it a few times, pay it forward to someone who could use it. But you become so many things when you are in the narcissistic relationship. You're in that zombie-like, trance-like state. You're just existing, and you're doing everything on autopilot that the narcissist wants you to do for them. And you put them high up on the pedestal to the detriment of yourself. You pump them up through life for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship. Then when you do everything you possibly could for them, and you're at your weakest or lowest point, basically you're extremely vulnerable, that's when they will break the relationship and move on to the new supply. And you think they're living their best life, but they're not living their best life. Are they with the new supply? Probably. Do we know who the new supply is? No. Do we care? I don't care one bit. I just hope that the new supply is 1/1,000,000th as strong as I am, or as you are becoming. Because you see, the new supply is one of three people. They're either A, a toxic person themselves, i.e. a narcissist, B, a recycled source of supply who thinks that they just won the lottery again, but they didn't heal because they didn't figure out what narcissism was, or they didn't break the trauma bond, or C, they're a brand new clean canvas, a clean slate that is about to enter the worst relationship that they have ever been a part of. But either way, the new supply is not a person who is living their best life with the narcissist. So don't think that even for a minute, because it's not the case. It's not the truth. 1 minute in a narcissistic relationship is 1 minute too long once you've identified what the narcissist and who the narcissist is. So realize what I'm sharing, that what you became was not what you wanted to become when you were in it. But post-relationship, what you become is you exit that cocoon of boundaries, like the butterfly, like the larvae in the cocoon of boundaries. When you exit it, you become the beautiful butterfly, and you fly away, and you elevate higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. That's what I have done, and my hope is that's what you're doing. You see, In the cocoon of boundaries, which is a video I created a couple of years ago, that's where you have to do all of the healing. That is why it is a cocoon, and that's why you need to learn boundaries. That's why it's called the cocoon of boundaries. But this is a pivotal part of the journey. If you are there, drop comments below. If you're entering there, same thing. If you've exited and you now see the world through a brand new, different set of eyes, and you've elevated and ascended, and you know what I'm talking about, again, drop comments. But the whole point is, who you became in the relationship is not who you wanted to become, but who you become post-relationship when you do the heavy lifting, the deep dive, and you heal properly. You become one of the most powerful people on the planet. And yes, I do mean that. Understand that where you are today, if it's where you want to be, God bless you. If it's not, there's work to be done. Continue to move forward each and every day and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. So whatever corner of the world you are from Spain to New Zealand, from the United States to Russia, I love you all. God bless you. Continue to do the best you can. Continue to get your cup full. Continue to believe in yourself. Continue to know that you are stronger than you think, and that today, if it's a challenging day, slow down, take solace, take stock, and say that, you know what, tomorrow will be a better day. Don't force anything. Don't rush anything. Don't let anybody push you to do something that you don't want to do, because that's what we did when we were in the narcissistic relationship. Now we do things in our time, when we want, if we want, and with whom we want. We no longer are living on the clock of the narcissist. We are no longer jumping up when they tell us to jump, we say how high. Those days are long over. If the phone rings right now and you feel like looking at it and answering it, you do it. If you get a text, maybe you read it, maybe you don't. If you read an email, maybe you respond, maybe you don't. And no, I'm not talking about from the narcissist. I'm talking about from healthy, stable people. But what you don't do is, just because somebody texts you or calls you or emails you, drop whatever you're doing and get back to them immediately to get it off your plate. Those days are over. We don't do that. This is why once you reach the pinnacle of indifference, you really see how you've changed and what you have become. And what you've become, it is absolutely amazing when you arrive or reach that mountaintop of indifference. I love you all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Yeah.